morning. Today we are to go for a brief introduction of English literature. As you students are dear first year students, beginners, and you must belong to the different streams at your schooling plus two level, in commerce and science background as well. Friends, English literature, two words are there. Literature you must have heard of, and English, the most popular word right now. These two words, English and literature. Literature, as you see, something in print, some document, something which is the part of usual readings. In broader terms, what we go for kind of creative writing, what we go for the things, what do you read out. So, literature is something in print, something which is worthy to read, something which demands readership. That's what literature is. And there are different attachments to that. Literature of different languages, literature of different cultural backgrounds, black literature, Hindu literature, Australian literature, likewise, so many things are attached to that. English literature, English, the very word English. English literature means literature of Britishers initially. English comes out of England. England, a geographical political boundary, an island. As we go for India and Indian, China and Chinese, Rajasthan and Rajasthani, Assam and Assamese. Likewise, if we find some kind of a geographical political boundary, we find that kind of a thing to be represented by that. English as a language, English literature, literature of Britishers, literature by Britishers, literature written in Britishers language. Initially, it was up to that mark. Now, it has nothing to do with that particular compact word. Now, it's everybody's literature. It's literature by different people from the other parts of the world writing in English language. So, in broader spectrums, as new learners, as the beginners of English literature, first year students, what we keep in mind is, see friends, language right from the very threshold of our human civilization. Our ancestors or forefathers, they made themselves anyhow to communicate with one another. Initially, it was through signs, symbols, sounds. So, sound is the smallest unit of language. And later on, when displacement was there, when people migrated to the different parts of the world, we needed a kind of a coding, decoding of that speech, and written language came into existence. So, English literature is literature of Britishers primarily, and England. England is an island all surrounded by waters, bigger part of European continent. And we Indians are very near to the Britishers, right? Almost more than 300 years. They came here at the time of, by the end of 16th century or likewise. Must have heard of East India Company, Warren Hastings. A long legacy of British rule under the name of colonization. So, in these 3-year courses, in this BA degree, 3-year degree course, we shall be introduced with English authors or authors writing in English language. And there is a chronological order. So, in order to understand language and literature, we need certain accessories, certain subsidiary materials as well. Likewise, in Hindi we have Alankar, Chand, Vidhaएं, The same is with the rest of the languages as well. And it has its own history. At the time of Renaissance, what we call Punarjagran, in 14th century Europe, in the rest of the world, the Western world, there was a kind of an awakening. There was a kind of rethinking. People started thinking in a new way. People were fed up with the things they already done with. So they went for a kind of a newness, and that came under the category Renaissance, what we call Punarjagran. English language has its origin almost in that period, in that phase. It was a movement of 150 years, approximately 150 years. It didn't start with one date or it didn't end up with the last date, but it was a movement running through the European parts. And whatever comes to England came through France, because England was an island. So, as you find in the Indian languages, as we are the students of Hindi speaking world here, so there were languages like Pali, Prakrit, Apurans, and today's Hindi is the refined version of that. Or those were the mother languages of all Indian languages. Likewise, in European languages, there were languages Latin, Roman, Greek, and they later on, in the different versions, with the political lingual boundaries, uh, people went with their own languages, Spanish, Dutch, Portuguese, French, Russian, Japanese, likewise. So, we beginners, we students of first year, this year we are to be introduced with the very basics, the basic concepts of literature. What comes under this broader category, literature? You must have heard of Premchand, you must have heard of Jhupalaini, Kalidas. Likewise, even non-literary students worldwide, they know Shakespeare. So, these are the names which are attached with this category, broader category. Now it's been a part of popularity, part of profession as well, and one of those professions which will go on. Because till the world will write and read, these things will be the part of their uh, habit, their civil code, their societal setup, their being a part of the civilized society. So, as human beings are at the top of the animal world, why? Because they are through their creative things only, and art comes under that category. So, you must opt for English literature. It does mean that you have a kind of a choice for that. I don't say any subject is inferior or superior. All subjects are equal. Nothing is in that kind of a calculation you find upper or the lower. Nothing of that kind. But one thing is sure of. Students, particularly in arts faculty, students of English literature, they are taken to be of a different kind. The reason is we are not well versed with this language, first thing, our background, right from our parenthood, right from our uh, cultural world. But see, the reason is not that. The reason is we have more opportunities, we are having more avenues. If you are to hunt for a job, this subject will make us uh, more opportune to those things. It will make us more well equipped with the things we need. It will make us strong enough to deal with the requirements needed. So we find this subject as the part of the dominant ones in particularly arts faculty. Why? Because in any of the competitions that to be had, we find language as the basic component in the English. Geography, economics are equally important. Every subject is important at its own place. But what the time demands, what the place demands, what the opportunities demand. Here we are at some plus points. Here we are not lagging behind. Here we are in a kind of an advancement. So during this 3-year degree course, we shall be introduced with the major writings, with the major writers, with the major literary histories, with the historical, political, religious, social background of the areas and the authors. So, we categorized, if we cut this syllabus short, we are having two papers. One is for poetry and drama, the other one is for prose and fiction. So, like the rest of the subjects, we are having two papers. One goes for poetry and drama, the other for prose and fiction. Both are getting 100 marks each. So, like other subjects, we have to deal with these two categories of papers instead. In this paper, poetry and drama, we have to deal with verse, not the language of prose. Verse means poems, poetry. And dramas, even at the very beginning when English was at its origin, dramas were also written in verse. All Shakespearean dramas are in verse, are in the language of poetry. But it doesn't go for that kind of rhythm, or it's not, it's a blank verse. Rhyme is not maintained, it's unrhymed. There is a meter used, iambic pentameter. So iambic pentameter, rhyme, rhythm, meter, those things we are to go for. What literature and its ingredient parts are there, those kind of things. As we find that the very word Jan, G-N-R-E, is a French word. What we call in Hindi Vidha, not Vidya, Vidha, Vidha. That means not exactly the kind of literature, but it's a very word Vidha only. This is you cannot replace it. So we find different jans here. Poetry is here, drama is here, prose are there, fiction is there, essays are there, stories are there. So we will be introduced with the major categories. So as the beginner, as the very first year students, we shall be introduced with literary history as well. Literature has its own history. As we could find in Hindi literature, Ritikal, Bhaktikal, Chayavad, these are the historical parts of literature in our Indian kind of writings being that way. So in English literature, we have literary history. And for B students, it is started with it started from the second half of 16th century. 16th century. Second half of 16th century means 1550 onwards, because it was the time of Queen Elizabeth I, or I better say it was the time of Shakespeare. Queen was patron to the literary artists. Patron means literary artists were paid at their homes for writing, for painting, for drawing. So the Queen, the political head, was to give them money, give them a stipend, give them those earnings at their homes even, just to pursue that kind of an activity. So it was the golden time in British history so far, where artists were given due weightage, due honor, and they were paid for that. So we go with this particular time, time of Elizabeth I, and we call it Elizabethan age. We also call it Shakespearean age, because Shakespeare born in these times. And I don't say it was the most powerful or the first or the last. We are not to go for a kind of a category. that first or the second, or we are not able to go for a kind of a ranking. But those times helped literary artists to reach those heights. And that's why Shakespeare is still, people find him at the top of this in the writing world, literary world of British. So, what we are to deal with this year for both the papers, poetry and drama, prose and fiction. We are to go with the very basics of this language, the political, geographical, historical, social, religious boundaries of this small island, England, and its language, English. It's no more the language of Britishers only. It's everybody's language. But in those times, it was the language of Britishers with the literary history. We start with Elizabeth I from the second half of 16th century, 1550 onwards, till 1600 when she died. So these times, these 50 years of 16th century, uh, we have so many poets, so many dramatists. So this will be the part of literary history. Along with that, we shall be having certain part for literary terms. Uh, Literary terms means in every subject we need certain kind of a terminology to deal with those concepts. Literature has its own terminology. Likewise, in Hindi we have alankar, anupras, shabdanupras, latanupras. In English we have same alliteration. Alliteration. Alliteration means repetition of sounds. If it is of consonant sounds, we call it consonants. If it is of vowel sounds, we call it assonance. Means we have certain literary terms. Anupras, what we call it. As we have Shabda Shakti, Avida, Nanjana. Likewise, we in English literature are to deal with certain comparative terms. We call them three comparative terms are there in this year's syllabus. Simile, metaphor, conceit. We are to deal with bigger movements as well, literary movements, religious movements, historical movements. We have Renaissance, what I discussed right now, Renaissance, and the other is Restoration. Throughout the year, we are to go with these two papers, and literary history and literary terms are an integral part of our syllabus. Every year, we are to deal with certain literary terms, with the text being prescribed, and we are to deal with the literary history, the writers we are to come across. So, these things will run parallel. The very basics in the part of terminology and the times, the contemporary times, the times of those writings. So we are to deal with the autobiographical, biographical, geographical, historical, all those surroundings, all those avenues, all those areas which are to deal with this particular text, they are to be considered. So as a beginner, what we are to do is to go with the language, the very basics, all ABCs, categories of that language, all alphabet grammar, the very basics, right at the ground level reality. We are to deal with the very basics. Doesn't matter if you are a student of commerce or science, doesn't matter. We are having 3 complete years and we are to deal with the very basics. So, with the language means we are to pocket more words. We are running short of our capacity of words or vocab. So, we are not going through those happy times. So the need of the moment is to go for pocketing more words and to speak them out, try to speak them out. Or being a, if we are a good listener, we can speak them out better. So all these 4 faculties, reading, writing, speaking, listening, they better run parallel. then you can say we are to deal with language and literature. Uh, so these things will run parallel. So this is for our today's class.